I find myself not appreciating what I've been given. I get nervous easily, and I pray a lot about my anxieties, but how do I let go and realize that I have nothing to worry about? How do I appreciate who I am, what I've been given, and how do I let go? How do I enjoy my life? We all struggle with anxiety to one extent or another. Here's what we're about to see in the context of Paul's life. He finds himself in prison, one of the most successful followers of Jesus. And it was, I'm successful this week in a shipwreck situation. The next week, I'm doing something great. Now he's sitting in prison. If he had the same mindset as us, he would be absolutely devastated because he would be living his life thinking, wait a second, my whole life is a failure. In the middle of all that, this is what Paul wrote. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. This is not avoiding that there are real things in all of our lives that can create anxiety. Why I am anxious so often is just because of what I take in. It's because I look at some things that are on the outside and I take them into my heart and I let them tell me, this is who I am. I can start to look around at other people and be like, oh, wait a second, I don't have what they have. I'm not as good as they are. That's not what my life is like. Comparing that up to everyone else's just incredible lives, and sooner or later, I become a little overwhelmed. Then it moves to this point of what I dwell on that causes anxiety in me. And I take in all of this information, and then it moves into my mind, and then I dwell on it. Sometimes the anxiety in my own life has been because of my own actions. Sometimes I've not stopped before making a decision and asked God, what is the wise thing for me to do? We miss the very thing that is our greatest offensive tool when it comes to anxiety, and that is gratitude. But in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Not that I'm speaking of being in need, for I've learned in whatever situation, I am to be content. We need something to replace the anxiety with. To be fully alive is to not be full of anxiety. The secret of contentment is the source. He says, I rejoice in the Lord. Like, that's where my state of well-being comes from.